Okay, so yesterday we have seen the calloc malloc, that is the malloc is useful for the dynamic memory allocation. That means the runtime memory allocation. Runtime memory allocation we can do using the calloc, malloc, realloc, and free. These are the four functions available for the dynamic memory allocation, and for that you have to include the std standard library.h file. And dynamic memory allocation are stored in its heap section of the memory. So these are the most important things. So how to do using mallocs, that all the things we have seen yesterday. So in we have seen the allocation memory for one integer, allocation memory for n integer, then allocation memory for this is for the n integers only, and allocation memory for one string. So how to do one string one? So whatever the bytes data we are providing, that is the in the form of bytes in the malloc. So it will create the memory for 10 bytes, and whatever the starting address will return to that, and that starting address we are storing into the pointer, and using the pointer we can access this data indirectly. So next, today we will do allocating a memory for 5 strings. So we will have to store the address of 5 strings. So what we will do, we will create the array of 5 pointers. So this is my p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, p of 3, p of 4. So this is my 5 pointers. So I will create the array of 5 pointers. In the pointer, we will store the address of starting address of my string. So this is my malloc string. This is 10 byte data, and that starting address is 1000. We will store here p of 0. Similar way, this is the another string, that is 2000. We will store here. There is another string, that is suppose 3000. So 3000 address store here. 4000. So this is my runtime string heap section. This is my stack section. We are storing the starting address of that. This is my 5000 address. I will store here. So using this pointer, we can access data indirectly. We will able to read, we able to write like this way. Okay, then I will write the code. As include standard library.h integer I j character pointer of 5 for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. 5 times we will create 5 strings. So first we will access the data from p of I is equal to malloc of 10. What is the meaning of this line? So what we did yesterday for one string we have did this. P is equal to malloc of 10. Similar way, we have the 5 strings. So we have 5 times allocate the memory in malloc. So here this loop will rotate 5 times, and 5 times it will return the address, starting address. So we will store in the p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, p of 3, p of 4. Okay, so like this way. This is my character star p of 5, that is my pointer of 5 array. This is my p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, p of 3, and p of 4. Then malloc of 10, here it's creating the array first time. So this is suppose 1000 address, and we are returning the 1000 address at we are storing at the p of 0. Then again 2000 at p of 1, 3000 at p of 3, p of 2, 4000 at the p of 3, and 5000 at the p of 4. So here 5 times memory will create in, that is here 10 means the 10 byte of data it will create. So like this way. Then we have to scan data from user. This is the memory allocation part is done. Then scan data from user and store into the memory. Printf, enter data. Similar way, for I is equal to 0, I less than 5. Here instead of creating the memory, we will do scanf percentage s comma p of I. Here I will separating this. After scanning, we will printing our data. So I will run this code p105.c.a.exe. So enter the data hello, hi, bye, and my name. I will enter the, yeah, I have not put here slash n, so because of that reason. So like this way you can store the data in the 5 string of data. So n number of string we will see later. So write down this code. Next we have to allocating a memory for n number of strings. and that is the we have to scan from user. So how I can modify this? In this case, what we have did, this is an n number and we are scanning and then allocation the memory. Here in the this case, how we will do this? Instead of doing this array taking, I will do this double pointer. And then after I will take, am not using the j, int f, enter n, then f, percentage d, comma, address of n. Then here n number of time my loop will rotate and it will store starting address here in p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, p of 3, p of 5. So here wherever I have taken the 5, there I will taken the n. First I will run this code and then after we will see one more method to allocate memory. Thing is wrong. Okay. So like this way it will not creating the memory. I can try n is equal to 3. So we have to create the memory, how much bytes we have to pass here. And it will store in the pointer starting address. So what we have did in the last 5 strings, we have created the 5 array elements here. And then after this is my 1000 location, this is my 2000 location, this is my 3000 location, and this is 4000. Like this way we have created the, and here we have stored the 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 and 5000. So this was my p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, p of 3. Here you can see my array is not in contiguous memory location. So this is my data array. So data array is not in contiguous memory location in the heap section. Contiguous location is my pointer. So this is my pointer p of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 that are the in the contiguous memory location. So this is not like array. This is different variable we have created and that starting address we have stored. Here what we will do, we will take one pointer only. So my pointer is suppose 500 location and it need only starting address of my array. So array will be this. So array it will store in the malloc section. Here not different variable, but array will store. Array size will store. So whatever the size we will pass that much by data allocation here and starting address will given to us. So we will store here starting address 1000. So in the first array, that is the 10 bytes of data. Because of that reason, we have to access the data of 1000 and the complete data in the form of array. We need double pointer. So like this way we will creating memory. So how much size we have to pass here?
10 bytes.
No, 10 bytes. That means only one string. We want n number of string.
Then n bytes.
N into 3, 30.
But
Yes, into n. Or you can like this way you can write p is equal to malloc of size of, here also we are creating one pointer, character pointer, multiplication with n. So here this is my pointer and this is my multiplication. Here so you tell us that also is okay, 10 into n, that is the 30 bytes of data, and so we don't need the double pointer, sorry, it's my mistake. And you can access the data in the form of all the, but yeah, it will not store like the string double pointer. We want to store like double pointer, then we need one more pointer, string inside string. So like this is size of character pointer, that is 4 into n, that means 3, suppose 12. So 12 bytes of different pointer will create, and inside one pointer we will enter the, again, size of malloc 10, that is my string, inside one, inside second. So this will we will do right this. So first we will create 3 blocks using this, and inside 10 that we will create again using new my malloc. For I is equal to 0, I will copy this, and here p of I is equal to malloc of 10. So my p is storing the starting address of the malloc this array, and p of 0 that is the malloc of 10 first byte, then p of 1 that is the second, and p of 2 that is the third. Then after enter the data, and here we will print the data. Is the data direct? Okay, I have taken the, so write down this way also we can do this. This is the malloc of size of character pointer into n. That means we need 3 blocks. Inside 3 blocks, we need the one strings. That is here. It will allocate the 10 strings here, and that starting address will store into p of 0, p of 1, and p of 2. And we can access the data using the p of 1, p of 2 like this way, similar way. So this is another method for storing n number of string, or you can store here 5 number of string also. Here multiplication we do the 5. Otherwise you can do as we seen in the last method. So that method, using that method also you can store the n number of string. So write down in your note, this is your pointer and this is multiplication.
Yogin,
Yes.
here already we initialize the n now, n equal to 3. Then why we need to be take the as an input n?
This one.
Nine. First, second. I think this ninth and 10th line.
Oh, okay, I will explain you. So pointer and multiplication. So ninth and 10th line. So here n is equal to 3. Suppose you don't take anything, that is also okay. If you have taken the n is equal to 3, then that means if you will scanning here, so you can scan here different number, so it will get the highest priority. So here you have scanned the 5, then your n will be modified to 3 to 5, and 5 will work. So here you can write nothing, that is also okay. If you can allocate anything, that is also okay. You are updating from here, that updated value will take, and it will run with the updated value. So you know meaning of this 3. So yeah, you cannot write, that is also okay. For trial purpose I have written.
So, Yogin, in this program, that means that I am allocating, like, for example, five number of the what? Five number of blocks of the memory, and in one block we have a 10 characters.
Yes,
Is
10
that
bytes data. Yes,
10 bytes
exactly.
data? Na? Okay.
Yes. Next program, write a program to allocate memory for integer two-dimensional array where number of rows and number of columns scan from the user. So we need to create the two-dimensional array. Suppose my rows are 2 and columns is 3, where number of rows and number of columns scan from the user. So like this way we have to create the two-dimensional array in the dynamic memory allocation, and where the number of rows and columns entered by the user. So first we will create scan the rows and columns, then first we will allocate the memory for rows. So how many rows is there? So what is our first task? We need one block, and how many rows? That is the 2 rows. That means 2 block we have need. In one row, how many columns are needed? 3 columns. And another row also 3 columns. So first we will scan the rows and columns from the user. Then we will allocate the memory for rows first, and then we will allocate the memory for column. So as we did in the last program, similar way we have to do. So we have already do two-dimensional array in last program. In this what we have did, so first p is equal to malloc of size of n. That means we have created the 3 blocks first. Inside 3 blocks I have need how many bytes? That is the 10 bytes. So like this way. So this is my similar like two-dimensional array. You can think this is my rows and this is my columns. 10 columns are there. Yeah, similar way we will do, but here this is not like rows and columns, because we have direct access of p of I, not this is my p. So this is my p and this is my p of I, but we are not accessing like this way, p of I of j, p of 0 of 0, p of 0 of 1, like this way we have not access. So yeah, if you want only one character, that means you need to access here p of I of I and percentage C. Then you will get the one character. Okay, so I will write the code as include standard library.h. We need row, column, I and j also we will need, and then we need one double pointer. Printf enter row, printf d comma address of row, then printf enter the column, scanf percentage d address of C. Okay. Now we will allocate the memory for row. How many row we needed? So P is equal to malloc of size of integer pointer multiplication with row. So similar way we have did in the last program. We have created the here three blocks. That means three rows, n number of rows, and that starting address we have stored in the pointer. And then after each three rows, how many columns are available that we will allocate. So for I is equal to 0, I less than R, I plus plus. Here P of I is equal to malloc of size of integer into column. So here we want 4 byte data in the column. Because of that reason we have entered the size of integer. Here we want only 1 byte data. If you will write here size of character itself 1 byte, so no need to write that, and you can directly write how many byte data you want. But here we want byte data in the form of 4 bytes. So because of that reason we have to write size of integer multiplication with column. Then after we will scan data from user, printf enter the data. How we are scanning the data from user? 1 byte data we have to allocate in the memory. So in the two-dimensional array, how we are scanning this? This is my 2 row, 3 columns data. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Suppose I have to allocate in the, this is my if section area, suppose. So this is my pointer, this is my p of 0, this is my p of 1. I want this, then p of 0 of 0, p of 0 of 1, then p of 0 of 2. This is p of 1 of 0, this is p of 1 of 1, so p of 1 of 2. So like this way we have did in the two-dimensional array. Similar way we have to do here for I is equal to 0, I less than row, I plus plus. Inside my loop, I will create another loop for j is equal to 0, j less than column, j plus plus. Here I will scan the data, scanf, percentage d, comma address of p of I of j. Understood this? Address of p of 0 of 0, 0 of 1, 0 of 2. Once this complete, then moving back to here. Here another row, then 1, I will be 1, then j will be 0, 1 0, 1 1, 1 2. Like this way we are scanning data and we are storing in the memory. Next we have to print the data. Similar way we can print our data. I is equal to 0, I less than, so here instead of printf I will use this first scanf. I will use the printf. I will use percentage d, then space. Here address I will remove. And once complete this loop, I will enter the printf /n. Okay, I will run this code first. So here my 2 row, 3 column data is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and this is my output. Okay, understood this program? Yeah, write down this. Okay, so next title is give that difference between Malloc and calloc. So do one partition in your book. Write down here the Malloc and here calloc. Okay, I will write here. So you have to do all the programs using calloc by yourself only. I will explain how to do similar way to Malloc only. So what is the syntax of Malloc is void star Malloc of size. So we are giving the size and it is returning the pointer. The calloc, it's void star calloc of n members then size. What is the meaning of n members here? N members meaning is the first argument is number of members, n members I can say, and second argument is n members, and second argument is size of each member. So how many size of each member that we are passing in the size. Here we are passing only size, and here we are passing the members and size. So these both are similar. How we will see later in this difference only. So this is our first difference. Then another is Malloc is useful for allocating the dynamic memory, and calloc also used for allocating dynamic memory. So both are same. Sorry. So Malloc are useful for allocating dynamic memory. Calloc also useful for allocating dynamic memory. Returns the allocated memory starting address. Both are same. Both return the allocated memory starting address. This is same for both. Here this is also doing the return the allocated memory of starting address. So I will take one example here. Here I will take integer star p. P is equal to malloc of what we are doing here, size of integer multiplication with 5. So here I am providing this my size, this is my size, and this is my how many members. In the calloc, you have to write like this way. Integer star p. P is equal to calloc of first is the how many members, that is my 5 members, and the size of that 5 members is size of integer. So like this way we have to pass. So 5 integers, and that 5 integers size is the size of integer, that is the 4 bytes 5 integer. Here we are doing the 4 into 5, that is we can pass here directly 20 also. So 20 bytes data will created there. Here also 20 bytes data created, but it will ask for the size of one block. So here size of one block is that 4 bytes, that means 4 into 5, that is the 20 bytes data allocated in my memory. So understood this. So you can do using calloc also. All the programs we have did that you can do using the calloc also. Suppose here you have to pass instead of 10, you have to pass 10 slash size of character using calloc. Here in the malloc, one disadvantage is there. The memory is not cleared. So we don't know the 10 bytes, or that is the memory is not cleared. And also whatever the memory we will create, that that are some garbage data is there, and like this way. So in using calloc, once you allocate the memory is always set to 0. So this is the advantage of calloc. Using calloc, once you create the memory, that all the bits are at the creation of memory set to 0. Here the memory data is not cleared or anything. So that is the whatever the data available previously, that will be there. The advantage of Malloc is the faster compared to the calloc. But one more advantage of the calloc and disadvantage of malloc is the malloc is not safest, because that data is not cleared. Because of that reason, it is not safe. But here calloc is safe. So you have to do by yourself using calloc. You have to create the memory and access the data indirectly using the calloc. So using the pointer, you can access the data. Only you have to create the memory using the calloc. So similar way malloc, how we have created, that way you have to create using the calloc. Okay, that is the difference between malloc and calloc. Any question here?
Is that possible in the malloc we can clear the memory? No.
At the time of allocation, no.
Okay. And after?
After that we can do using the pointer. Like this we can allocating the data, we can allocate the 000 data.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one more step will increase, that will create the that will be not faster, that will be the slower one step. That means your time will consumption.